Today I'm going to be teaching you how to use the camera tool in Omi. To do that, you're just going to open any scene, and when you enter the studio, you'll automatically be in what we call the camera view. This is the view that will be used to export your final visual once you generate it, and it matches the preview at the top right corner. It's outlined, as you can see here, by this yellow frame, which shows you exactly what will appear in your final composition. If you move your camera in this mode, you'll also see those changes reflected in the top right of the preview as well. Just a heads up, the working view in the middle of the studio is intentionally low quality to keep the studio running smoothly. To check the final render, always refer to the preview or generate the image. There's another mode, the working camera mode, and when you switch to it, the yellow frame is going to disappear. And as you can see when I move around the scene, the final visual isn't affected. This mode lets you check that everything is positioned the way you want and lets you move around the scene without changing the render camera angle. It's super handy. My advice when you enter the studio and aren't ready to generate your final visual yet is use this mode. Once everything is in place, you can switch back to the render camera to pick your final angle, like this one, for example. To help you, just to the right of this button, there are a few extra tools. There's the grid, which appears on the ground to help you visualize perspective, line, scene and depth. Really useful for checking that everything is going to be placed correctly. And there's the frame, a 2D overlay based on the camera view to help make sure that everything is well composed in your final shot. You can turn either or both of them off, totally up to you. If you want more advanced camera settings, head up to the top left and open the camera tab. On the left, you'll see a list of different cameras with presets. These are the predefined angles for you. We've got options like high, overhead, a top-down view, low, from below. There are lots to explore. And then we've got default cameras, which are the ones that you can fully customize to get the exact angle you want, which is super useful. And on the right, you've got your camera settings. There are a few categories here. We're going to see position, orientation, the grids we mentioned earlier, and focus. So let me show you quickly how they work. For position, click the arrows and drag down your mouse to move the camera up and down, side to side, in and out. It's very intuitive. Quick note, those two settings, move up and down and move sideways, they're also available down here. Same actions, click the button and move your mouse. Next up is orientation. This is the direction that your camera is pointing. Horizontal rotation means that the camera rotates left and right like on a tripod. Vertical rotation means that it's going to be rotating up and down. And finally, my favorite feature, tilt. This one actually tilts the whole camera like this. It helps you create more dynamic renders, which I personally love. The grid tools are also here. You can toggle them on or off. And finally, we've got focus. There's already a full tutorial on this, but I'll give you a quick overview. To activate it, just click here. You'll enter focus mode and you can select the object you want to focus on, like this product. Now, as you can see, my perfume bottle is sharp while the rest of the scene is going to be blurred. You can adjust the blur level using this slider. The higher the intensity, the more blurred the surrounding objects get, as you can see here. Again, I really recommend checking out the full focus tutorial. It's full of tips and tricks to make super creative visuals. The last tool is going to be on the bottom right corner. If you ever get lost with your camera settings and want to start over, just hit reset to restore the original camera angle. See? Now it's exactly how it was at the beginning. I'll just turn off the focus so we can continue. Of course, Omi is built for video, so when you switch to video mode, the animation section becomes available. Clicking on it will open a bunch of camera effects. We've got zooms like this one, and even a drift away, a zoom that moves out to the side. Just click on the preset you want to activate. My favorite is the super zoom out. It creates really dynamic effects. Here in the timeline, I can play and pause. I can also choose how long the animation is going to last. If I want something quick, like 2 seconds, here's what it looks like. Or if I want something slower and smoother, 7 seconds makes it feel much softer. A full tutorial on the timeline is coming soon, so don't worry. We'll walk you through it all in detail and you'll see there's so much that you can control. And that's basically everything you need to know about the camera tool. As you can tell, it's super simple. I can control everything by just moving my mouse, which is really convenient. And now you're a pro, so go ahead and use these features to create the best visuals in Omi.